When I started my gardening journey years and years ago, it was all about form and function. Not necessarily pure aesthetics, but definitely planned, spaced, and orderly. Everything in its place, and a place for everything. As my garden career grew, and the time I spent amongst my plants increased, I realized that there was a different way to garden, and that the new ways weren't necessarily the better ways. Hi, I'm Jeff from the Ripe Tomato Farms. Welcome to another episode of the Garden Quickie, the show where in 2 minutes or less, we talk about all the gardening styles, regardless of the weather. And today's episode is a short exploration into the world of cottage gardens. It's a vast subject with as many intricacies as the gardens themselves. For today though, as time is limited, let's just focus on the definition of what makes a garden a cottage garden. Cottage, or English gardens, are a distinct style of gardening that uses a compact, informal design consisting of a mix of edible, ornamental, and indigenous plants. These gardens tend to nestle themselves right up against a structure, such as a small house or a cottage in the old days, or up against a greenhouse, like I've done with mine. Other features include denser than normal plantings, often at random, as well as overgrown patches, biennials left to flower, and a general state of organized chaos to the casual observer. But as the grower and the caretaker, you gain an intimate knowledge of the space, the soil, and the plants, because they're yours. You know the space like the back of your hand, even though the plants are not rows and rows of monochromatic boredom. Each of your plants is placed with a purpose, and although it's hidden, your soil becomes a massive web of bioactivity. What I've found out over the years is that a cottage garden is personal, both in the space itself and in the pleasure it invokes for the caretaker. They're not perfect, but they're perfect for you. And speaking of perfect, it's perfectly okay to check out the next episode of the Garden Quickie. Thanks for watching, guys. And hey, if Garden Quickies are your thing, be sure to click on this playlist here as we explore and solve more growing issues in 2 minutes or less.